Gems. Welcome to another episode of Wonderful Beauty.
Thank you for joining us again today. We've got some K-pop news. It's going to be fast. This is going to be a long episode.
Let's
Even
go.
in the notes, the notes literally say, make it fast, no yapping.
All right. So at the time of recording, which is today, January 17th, Hwasa's Good Goodbye has risen to second place on the all-time perfect all kills ranking, followed behind Golden by Huntrix. Hwasa is currently the artist with the highest perfect all kill rankings, being out songs like Ditto by New Jeans, Dynamite by BTS, and Celebrity by IU, which is amazing for even a solo artist.
Yes, and a solo artist from not one of the big four. Like we've talked about in our season premiere, like the power and all that Mamamoo has, and this speaks volumes to that because those three artists right there. I mean, IU is probably the most successful soloist that anyone can think of.
For sure, yeah.
BTS, undeniable what their power is.
Group, yeah, exactly.
And then New Jeans is like the biggest, newest group.
Yeah, exactly. And then they literally went viral because all their songs became like snippets where it's like a TikTok trend, it's a viral sound that people keep using over and over. If it's just like short dance covers, like vlogs, that sort of thing, is the backtrack of it that made it so popular.
Right. So congratulations to Hwasa, because when we talked about it last time, you had just beaten IU, so this is amazing.
I know, and it's a great song too. So if anyone hasn't listened to it, I think you should. It's one of like the best songs she could ever release by far.
Oh yeah, especially because her first two comebacks under P Nation have been like very female empowering, very body positive, which we love. Yeah, I like that this one's very much like getting rid of toxic relationships, like learning to say that it's time to say goodbye.
For sure.
Monsta X wins Group of the Year at the Golden Disc Awards. This has been a great year for Monsta X.
Huge year.
Especially because even they are surprised. Like, if you see Joohoney's face when they announce him, he's honestly just so shocked.
But so
I love when they do
that. Yeah, I know. I love it.
I haven't seen their dance performance yet. I mean, their performance yet. I know Shonu had a solo dance, but I know that Joohoney actually started out their performance with his new solo Sting featuring Muhammad Ali.
It's really good. Me and Kiddo, we sat down. We were going through, obviously we went through their favorite ones first, which would be Boy Next Door and Zero Base One, which is probably one of their last award show possibly. We don't know how that's going to go after that because they also announced that 5 members are going to stay. So, they watched that, they cried over it, and then they're like, okay, Mom, well, what do you want to watch next? And I'm just like, well, how about let's watch Monsta X and see how it goes, and then we'll watch Stray Kids and all the other big names that are performing that night.
Right.
And Kiddo was vibing the whole time. They already know Do What I Want because I play it all the time in the car. But when Joohoney came out with Sting, they're like, who's this again? I was like, oh, it's Joohoney. They're like, I like his solo. And then in the front start playing, and they're like, I like in the front. And then Shonu did his solo breakdance thing, and they're like, TJ needs to get his man. they're like first song and then band chant.
Yeah, the Golden Disc Awards was what they were giving us a meal. Let's just say that
it was so much of it, and it was like something's wrong with TJ's men.
But if you guys haven't had a chance, go stream Insanity by Joohoney. It's a fantastic album.
So good.
His song with Tiger JK is so good.
God, it was so good. I fangirled so hard. Tiger JK just popping in for every Hubei's rap solo albums. Like even though it's not when Tiger JK was in the Stray Kids album, it's not like Han's solo or Han's solo. But Han was definitely like fanboying the whole time. It was such a sweet moment. All right, moving on. Kelly Clarkson finally covers Huntrix on her talk show, The Kelly Clarkson Show. By popular demand, Kelly covers This Is What It Sounds Like by Huntrix, and it's giving much needed love compared to Golden. Like everyone covered Golden. My husband also made a great point. Like no one covers Free as much, but Free is great. And I was like, well, most idols are not able to boy girl in a sense, right?
Where
they can get at the same time at the same schedule. So usually it's like a cut, like a hard cut where the boy sings this thing and the girl sings the other thing, just kind of mush it together during editing. I mean, This Is What It Sounds Like. It's a great song, and Kelly Clarkson we love Kelly Clarkson in this household.
Yes, we do. She's a Texas girl, and we're Texas, individuals as well. Plus, we're old. We saw her win American Idol. So, but if you are looking for a good cover of Free, Alexa and Joohoney of Ace, who's actually Alexa's ult in K-pop, they actually did a cover of it, and they did a cosplay music video to it.
Yeah, I think that's the one that Kevin saw, and then he was like, more idols needs to do this, because his favorite track of the whole OST is Free. He loves Free so much. So he was like, I need more covers of this. I need this golden BS to stop. I was like, you can't say
EJ's like, watch it. You work for Gimo, apparently, trying to break the Hamoon.
Right, pretty much. But also, really quick, during the Kelly Clarkson show, they also had Arden Cho on there.
Yeah.
And Arden Cho fangirling, how we as Texans would fangirl over Kelly Clarkson, is exactly what we would also say too. So, I mean, and then, Arden Cho going through this whole interview talking about being like I think she said she was like from a small town in Texas or something like that. So she was like one of the only few Asians.
Right.
A lot of like Asian Americans, I'm sure, can relate to it. So if you guys have the time, check that interview out. It's amazing.
Very, very amazing. And Arden's story of like self-identity and having to go back and forth between, am I Texan, am I Asian, am I Asian American, and how she said that playing Rumi is really what helped her find who she was as an individual.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that, especially being a Asian American in Texas. Granted, where we're from, our hometown, Arlington, there's a lot of Vietnamese people, but it's just that it's not China. You know what I'm saying? It's Asians, but it's just still different cultures, and though some of them are intertwined and everything. But like, it's still different. It's hard to identify too when I can't even relate to my Vietnamese classmates at all. So it's hard to get into that as well. But again, Asian Americans should watch that. You feel very seen and related to what Arden Cho's story is.
This is very important, especially for today's episode. Rocky, formerly of ASTRO, is appointed as General Director of the Global K-pop Center. Rocky will be responsible for various aspects of K-pop operations and artist development. His duties include leading the training systems, planning global auditions, developing rookie artists, creating content, production strategies, and directing artistic elements of performance and stage production. That's a lot of responsibility to take on.
That's so much work. At that point, I'd be like, no. I appreciate the honor, but no.
But congratulations to Rocky. That's a really big seat to hold, especially when you are a solo CEO. I think he just signed his brother to his company and maybe one other artist.
Okay, cool.
So that's really big. And I know that with Rocky having been part of Fantagio and have been there so long, he's definitely someone who you want to be up front and center for a project like this.
Yeah, for sure. So congrats to Rocky. And then real quick, we're going to fire through a bunch of K-pop birthdays for January, only because January is the birthday month for me and TJ, as well as a couple of like our friend groups too, which is crazy. We have like two friends that share the 10th, and then one of my other friends, our other friends share the birthday the day before my birthday too. So it's like we tried to do it all in one when we were like still living together in Arlington. We just did all in one go. All right, but real quick, Jisoo was on January 3rd. Yo Saw, my bias from Beast Highlight, would be the 5th. Mithra Jin of Epic High is on the 6th. Prince of Ghost 9 is on the 10th. I want to irritate you guys. I don't know anything about Prince or Ghost 9 except for whatever he puts on TikTok and Instagram. I know of Ghost 9 because of...
That's the entire reason I added him to the list. I was like, and is one of those, I'm a fangirl, but not for the reasons that everybody else is a fangirl.
I know, they're like, we're on tour. And I was just like, I want to go and support you, but I don't want to be the weirdo that'll be like, I don't know anything about them. I only know because he's cooking and trying to hide from his manager and not get caught.
You with the banner that says, I'm just here for the TikTok content.
Literally. But his editing skills is great. I'm glad he also opened up his own YouTube channel to make longer form content.
Right.
And like, I love it so much. It's just like very like trying to spill the tea of the K-pop industry without spilling the tea and get caught.
Right.
The whole time.
Which is his entire thing. Let me do this and not get caught. That's his whole gig.
Literally, it is. All right, and then and a few idols that share the same birthday on the 15th would be Jun-K of 2PM, Seungkwan of 17, and then Hyungwon of Monster X. Whew, that is crazy. 17th would be Chani of SF9, and of course the 26th would be Moonbin of ASTRO, which is the core of this whole podcast today.
Yes, exactly. First off, happy birthday, Chani, because today in America it is your birthday.
That's true.
And then, like Anne and I guess hinted at, we are focusing on my second favorite boy group, but also tied into the first place for ultimate groups. We were talking about ASTRO today.
Yes.
So gems who have been with us for a while, you're probably thinking, wait, didn't you do this episode exactly 1 year ago? No. Yes and no.
Yes and no. Tell you.
So we did an ASTRO deep dive where I introduced Anne and non-auras to ASTRO.
Right.
But we have since changed the format of how we do things. It was very much, this is ASTRO, here's this video, here's this video, here's this video.
Right.
That's when we just did retrospectives. And now we're actually doing deep dives and doing history. And that video was also during the Dark Ages. I went back to try to like re-edit it. I was like, oh, let me like blah, blah, blah. And I found out it was before we learned how to do layovers. I was like, oh that's not going to work. So
how far we've grown though. So
I know, in just a year nonetheless.
Yeah, I know, right?
So this is kind of a redo, but it's also kind of like the actual history that is ASTRO, because as someone who comes in late to everything, I don't always know the history. And I will tell you guys, I got very emotional during this episode, having to read up on a lot of the things they've gone through.
Right.
What the group has gone through, what the company has gone through. And I'm not the biggest supporter of Fantagio, but there were some tears shed. And so hopefully I can get through this. Anne's hoping she doesn't have to take over because she had a rough night at work. But yeah.
Here we go. But yeah, I am super excited for it because, like you said, again, I mean, I know of ASTRO. I don't know the history of ASTRO whatsoever. So this will be very interesting to listen and see. And I'm very excited about it because, like you said, the first one we did was just literally an introduction of me getting into it. So this will be interesting to see like the history and all the behind the scenes of the group.
Yeah. Which you notice I changed my shelves, so we've got our ASTRO light sticks up there. Which I want to show this one off. This is their newest one.
Ooh, pretty.
So you can't really see because of the light.
Oh, but I can see kind of spinning a little.
So it spins and it has the ASTRO 6-star with a heart around it as well.
Oh, so cute. I love that.
And we'll get into why that's important later on. All right. So ASTRO is a South Korean boy group under Fantagio Entertainment. Their history is defined by bright and evolving sounds, strong individual careers, and sadly, some recent tragedies. ASTRO wasn't just formed, they were a multi-year investment by Fantagio under the I-Teen program. The program was designed to be the opposite of what fellow companies were doing. Instead of keeping their trainees private till debut, the program was designed to introduce the trainees to the public before their official debut. It was a unique and highly effective way for the company to build buzz and a pre-debut fan base for its future groups. So think about how JYP would introduce Wonder Girls and 2PM to everyone. Except for without like the reality TV part.
Right, exactly. I was like before how they would do like survival shows, I assume, because like they literally did have to cut out some people.
Right. Moonbin and Rocky joined the program in 5th grade. So they were 2 of the original trainees in the program, and they were dubbed as the ancestor trainees because they joined the company around 10 years old and watched dozens of other trainees come and go before the original lineup was set.
Ancestor trainees, though, seems like their grandpas.
Well, let me tell you a couple of notable trainees that were also in the program.
Okay.
Chanwoo of Icon.
All right.
Chani of SF9, and Park Ji-hoon from 101.
Oh, yeah. No, I know about Park Ji-hoon, too. And I think he did make it to 101, but then he went solo after? I forgot.
I believe so.
Yeah.
With Moonbin and Rocky being the original trainees, Sanha was the next to join the program. Joining in 2012, Sanha was only 12 years old when he joined.
Mm.
He stood out during his trainee days for his ability to play the guitar, which he learned from his father. This is a skill that Sanha actually displays at their concerts.
Mm.
So now we've got two 10-year-olds and a 12-year-old.
Right, exactly.
The next to be recruited was Cha Eunwoo, who was famously scouted at a school festival on his way to the bathroom. Eunwoo originally refused the offer since he was a model student who dreamed of becoming a judge or a doctor. The manager, however, was persistent and eventually convinced his parents to let him audition.
Actually going up to the parents, be like, hey, I have a dream for your son. This is the vision. You being a doctor, saving lives.
That's probably exactly how that conversation went.
Your son wants to be a judge or a doctor? No. Think about this. He can win the hearts of Korea.
Just leave out the part where you stalked him in the bathroom. JinJin and MJ were the last members to join. JinJin had a history of being a street dancer, specializing in house dance and drums. He was actually recruited from the NY Dance Academy in Ilsan. MJ was a last-minute addition. MJ had a few failed attempts at being scouted at other companies, most notably JYP, where he competed in a JYP Entertainment audition and actually won a scholarship to the Seoul Arts Academy. But the company decided not to sign him. MJ was considered the missing piece the group needed since they needed a powerful main vocalist to balance out the performance-heavy line of Moonbin and Rocky. Since Fantagio was known for managing actors as well, the I-Team program emphasized developing versatility. Trainees would focus on acting skills along with their singing and dancing, which a lot of actually, I think every single member of Astro has actually been in some sort of acting gig. Everyone knows Cha Eunwoo. He's been in everything.
Right, for sure.
Moonbin was actually a child actor. He was his first acting role was actually in Boys Over Flowers as the young version of the main character.
Yes.
Rocky's been in a couple of things, like My Rookie Idol or something. MJ, I'm sure he's been in dramas, but I know he mostly does stage. He actually was the lead in Everybody's Talking About Jamie on the Seoul version of Broadway.
Yeah.
Sanha, I mean, I've talked about his new drama quite a few times on the show.
Yeah. Yes.
And then JinJin has his own little series called What Will I Eat Today, I think. And it's, I don't know, haven't seen it, so I don't know if he plays himself or a character, but it's him doing different jobs every single day.
Oh, interesting. It might be a reality show because that sounds very familiar. I think that's something Doojun of Highlight has also done as well. Unless I'm mixing up with some other food variety shows, because the food variety shows are massive nowadays now. So
you're probably right. I haven't seen it. I've just seen clips. I know at one point he has to work in like a beer factory and he doesn't drink, so he gets overwhelmed by the hop smell or something.
I think it is like a reality variety show type thing where they introduce to like different restaurants as well too. From what I remember. Yeah.
We'll have to look into it. I know that season 2 has already started, so it might actually...
Okay.
Anyways, off tangent. Which it should be noted that Fantagio did not do idols. They had one other idol group before Astro, and it was actually a joint venture with Plea for the group Hello Venus.
Okay. That's interesting. So was Fantagio then more well known to do like just like acting gigs rather than idols?
Yes. So if you're not including the joint venture of with Plea for Hello Venus, eventually they became the sole proprietors of Hello Venus.
Right.
Astro would actually be their first official idol group because they were known specifically for actors.
Okay, interesting. All right, good to know.
Astro was also trained with clear roles already in mind. MJ was established as the primary power vocalist. JinJin was the appointed lead dancer, and core rapper. Cha Eunwoo was pushed as the group's visual and acting representative. Nobody's surprised by that. Moonbin was the foundation of the performance line. Rocky was the choreography mastermind and main dancer. And then finishing up would be the final main vocalist and maknae Yoon Sanha. While the trainees themselves were public, their group names were kept a secret. Astro would be known as I-Teen Boys, while Weki Meki would be known as I-Teen Girls. Astro would make the pre-debut in the web drama To Be Continued, where they would play fictional versions of themselves. Before Astro could receive a debut date, they had to embark on a Meet You project. This would see them traveling to meet fans prior to their debut, and in order for them to get their debut date, they had to achieve a total of 10,000 friends on KakaoTalk.
That's a feat right there.
And that is a feat, but also think about how genius that is. Like, you to get this group out, like, you have street performances and all that, but like you're literally got these boys out there being like, give me your number. Like,
I can imagine when cheesy. I was like, give me this damn thing. What?
I wonder who that last friend was. I wonder if they know that they were their last friend. Like, if I was Fantagio, I would like send them like an official like pre-debut Astro packet or something.
Because you're like the reason why they're able to do. Yeah, for sure.
On February 23rd, 2016, Astro officially debuted with 6 members: MJ, JinJin, who is my bias, Eunwoo, Moonbin, who is also my bias, Rocky, who is Anne's bias, and Sanha, the maknae. The third generation of K-pop saw a lot of boy groups deviate from the adorable boyfriend concept that had been set by their seniors. This saw darker and more hip-hop influenced concepts from newer groups. So think of BAP's Warrior, Monsta X's Trespass, and BTS's No More Dream.
Right, yeah.
A lot of thug, a lot of, crime, that kind of stuff. A lot of black clothing, too.
A lot of black clothing, yeah, for sure. I think even EXO, with their Mama debut song, they did have darker clothes, but like I think it's more also like they had the cloak, so they're like, oh yeah, cult.
Yeah, so you go from Shiny, who's all kind of more metro feminine hairstyles and stuff, and sharing the same pants that Girls' Generation had in G, to again crime, jail, dark clothing. I've actually never seen the BTS debut music video, but from the thumbnail alone, I can see like, no, there's some criminal activity going on.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. There's fire in the background and everything. Just getting on cars. You're like, no, crime.
The thumbnail looks like if somebody took Warrior and Trespass and put it into the same thumbnail.
That's pretty much what it is, honestly. And then when we do the BTS episode, the whole time you're gonna be like, yeah, I can get BAP and Monster X vibes for sure. You're gonna notice it a lot throughout the BTS debut music video.
That's going to be fun. So, third generation was the emo broody guys versus their chipper, happy seniors.
Right, for sure.
Astro would subvert this expectation by debuting with a cute concept. They were often associated with bright colors and soda pop. We will see the soda pop connection return later. Someone start a counter of how many times I say the word soda pop. I'm just saying.
Just like ding the whole time.
Their first album, Spring Up, saw the title track Hide and Seek. This bright and high-energy bubblegum pop track uses the metaphor of a game of hide and seek to describe the feelings of wanting to steal someone's heart and the excitement of a new crush. In the video, we are greeted with a colorful and upbeat aesthetic where the members interact with a girl through a magic mirror, appearing and disappearing as if it's a game. So this will be the only video that we're going to repeat from the last one. Because it only makes sense. Like, we have to figure talk history. We have to show the debut again.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And then now that because we're now diving into the history of Astro, it's crazy to think that, of course, when they were pre-debut, and then for Fantagio to say, hey, in order to debut, you need to get the 10K friends for Kakao Talk and everything. Now you're connecting it to the debut music video. That kind of makes sense, right? They're the cutesy concept where it's almost the same as like they're trying to be cute to meet the people on the streets, and then the girl in the mirror is gonna be them like trying to be friends through Kakao Talk, like mirror.
Yeah, I can see that connection. I never put that together now.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's also gonna be interesting because you're gonna see the definite music evolution to the music videos now that we're doing history and not just these are DJ's favorites. So it's gonna be a lot more streamlined.
Yeah, I also have to say, because before it was more like, this is how I'm going to convince Anne to join the band. And I'm going to appeal to her. It worked. Except for this one. This one, I still was like, how dare you? So
just watch her face, because she loves to bring up the fact that this video is the complete opposite of anything that I like. And just wait till the second video. You may even make that face more.
So if I'm shaking my head, you guys, it's not because I don't like it. It's me judging TJ in my mind going, how? What? It's nice to watch this music video again, though. for sure.
I'm just saying, if that was me, even in high school, if I was in that position, if my phone went off, I'd have to go, like, turn over and, like, grab it. I wouldn't be able to straighten back up again.
Right, exactly. That quickly, too. You're just like, oh, like cracks in the bones and everything.
I will say, out of the groups that we have done so far, Astro is one of the biggest, like, visual changes as they get older.
Mm-hmm,
and I think that's intentional because they want them to look young and cutesy. Well, Sanha has a baby anyways, but...
Right. Too cute. The judgment has already set in.
I can't wait till you see the second video. You're gonna be like, who are you?
Oh, for real. They had like debut. They're more energetic, more bright-eyed, very boyish.
Can we talk about the fact that Sanha's only 14, but he's one of the tallest out of all of his youngs?
You hit that growth spurt early.
It's weird to see cute little Rocky because I just sent you that photo card from his solo album.
Yeah,
we were both like, oh, hello, sir.
And I'm over here like, I don't know.
I don't
He's the equivalent of like, you know, like he used to be like, you know, like very boyish. Like he was a teenage boy at debut, and now he's like the sexy man. You're just like, something happened here.
I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but MJ is part of what the fandom calls the Happy Virus line, which you'll see in the music videos. So think very much him, DK, I would say even Daesung TOP. Like in our group chat, we called him that boy ain't right line. But I guess the unofficial term that the fans use is the Happy Virus line.
Right, yeah. Which makes sense because the Happy Virus position in groups is a very much a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But MJ's very much like DK, where it's not an act. That's just how he is. See? I never noticed the person who put his butt out in that scene.
I was like, did I? Yeah, that's too much Aeygo, man. I just... I do everything here. Out of love. I'm judging out of love. That's like expensive uniform, you guys.
Oh yeah.
But it's the thing, you guys, too, in Asia, you had to pay for your uniforms. Well, I'm sure you pay for uniforms here too, but it's like you have to go to a certain store with a certain design and everything.
Yeah. You see that in a lot of like school dramas, especially with like the thug character that's the main one and she joins. It's like, oh, here's some money, go to the mall and go to the uniform store.
Yeah.
Like Park Shin-ye's character in Doctors.
Yeah.
Well, she did not buy that uniform.
It's the same thing in Heirs too, actually. She did the same thing in Heirs, except it was her mom who worked for the rich family as a housemaid or whatever. She said you need to go buy it because you're going to attend the same school because that's the stipulation of you staying here with me. And the CEO of this big company is like, yeah, I'll give you money for the school uniform.
I need to see that still. I've heard it's cringe, but...
It's very cringe, but it's very idol filled, and it's really I mean, it's good in a sense once you get past the cringe, but I mean, it's just literally, I mean, it's Lee Min-ho's character being the male lead, just being a absolute simp for her the whole time and being very broody. It's like early Lucas from One Tree Hill, very broody the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but then once you know, Park Shi-hye's character in Heirs admits that she likes him too, then he becomes a total simp the whole time.
Back before we all became Nathan Simps. I'm sorry, I don't know anybody in their 30s who was on Team Lucas. I'm just gonna say that. Like,
exactly.
So that music video, I don't have this in the script, but that music video has a lot of symbolism. So Astro's symbol is actually that 6-pointed star. But as you see in the music video, the girl draws a triangle and then Eunwoo draws a triangle.
Right.
And it makes the 6-pointed star. So a big thing with Astro is their fandom, Auras, who they are probably one of the biggest fan service groups that I can think of. Of course, when we get to the end, if you want to be like, no, I think, there's somebody else who does it. But outside of Wonho, I don't know anyone whose literal fandom is such a core part of them, except for maybe also 17. Because, 17 has their symbol and Carrots have their symbol. Right. But that 6-pointed star is actually a representation of both Astro and Aura making one universe.
Okay. I think other than, Astro and 17, BTS would be the one that also have, like, ARMY, their fandom, would have their own symbol as well.
Oh, okay.
On top of my head, though, I can't think of any other group that actually does that. But in terms of, like, fan service, like, being fully committed to a fan service, I don't think a lot of people on the same level as Astro and 17, where they're consistently so 17, I think, well, we did scrap that episode where we were watching their documentary thing about it. But when we watched it, you learned that the CEO of not CEO, this K-pop master expert type person, he also mentioned how 17, they were always constantly on Weverse interacting with fans of just updating daily things. It could mean nothing, like, hey, I just had a bowl of rice, right? But fans love that crap, you know what I'm saying? So in terms of fan service for 17, it's just them constantly being on social media, whereas Astro, I think they take it a little bit step further than that, like interacting just a little bit more, that sort of thing. And it's becoming more common with groups as, we progress to the later generations and everything, because social media is such a huge thing. But I don't think that it takes a different way for idols to be more hands-on, is what I'm trying to say, rather than just being like, hey, I updated my Instagram, hey, I updated the Twitter, whatever, so.
Yeah, like, for example, I have the Barris app, and I have to, between that and Weverse, I have to mute it because 17 will be going off, and then Monsta X is going off over here, and I'm like, it is 7 a.m., shut up.
Hoshi's like, hi. It's literally like Hoshi replies to a comment, hi. Hoshi replies to this comment, hi.
Which I found out because of Hoshi. If you have an Android, after 30 unchecked notifications from the same app, it will not tell you how many more are added on after that. It stops at 30. So thank you, Hoshi, for that useless bit of information.
Way to go, Hoshi.
But Monsta X is just as bad, especially because, everyone's got their birthdays coming up. Joohoney just released his second solo album.
Right, just promos, tours, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll go into the actual, Astro-specific fan service a little later on.
All right, cool, awesome.
So the debut was met with a mess of positive reviews. The debut was called refreshing after so many of their peers had leaned into the aggressive hip-hop or dark concepts. So compare that to what we watched for BAP. Just compare the two of those.
Should I go for this one, the dark side, or should I just...
Right. On the Guy on album chart, Spring Up peaked at number 4 during its first week. Internationally, the album peaked at number 5 on the Billboard World Albums chart. Most rookie groups didn't even see Western reaction so quickly.
That's very true.
Also, keep in mind that this is a company that does not do idol groups. That this is a company that comes out with all their K-drama actors, their movie actors, and has zero support from the big three.
And also, I think it also helped that Fantagio took that route of pre-debuting the members before debut to build
I agree.
Like you said. Yeah, I think that helped, which made them break out to the Billboard World Album charts, because international fans could also watch this thing they put together even before debut.
The Meet You project was very smart, Fantagio, to make sure that this group got the attention they deserved.
Yeah, for sure.
The song was praised for its vibrant energy and musicality. While cute concepts were more common among girl groups, Astro's polished execution and synchronized choreography made them a breath of fresh air in the concepts at the time. Billboard would actually name them one of the best new K-pop groups of 2016.
High praise.
Many music critics actually compared their sharp and synchronized choreography to senior groups such as Infinite.
Yes, for sure.
The group continued their cute boyfriend concepts with the release of their second EP, Summer Vibes. The tropical pop track Breathless compared one's first crush to the feelings of breathlessness. The music video brought back the soda pop concept, with the boys actually being portrayed as bottles of orange soda. Anything that happened to the bottles would happen to them as well.
Okay.
I didn't include that video because that one's a little too cutesy.
Oh no, so there's a limit.
Summer Vibes peaked at number 6 on the Billboard World Albums chart, signaling a strong international interest. It also peaked at number 2 on the Gaon album charts and held the number 8 spot for the month of July. This helped solidify Astro as Cider-dols, a term used in Korea for groups with a sparkling, refreshing vibe.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Shortly after the release of Summer Vibes, Astro was invited to perform at KCON LA. This was huge since Astro was the only rookie group aside from IOI who was formed through Produce 101 to take the stage. They were joined by seniors such as Block B, BTS, Eric Nam, FX's Amber Liu, G-Friend, Monsta X, Shiny, Girls' Generation TTS, and Twice.
Wow. That was a year back then. Hold on. That was crazy. I remember that, actually.
So, again, the only rookie group, we're not counting IOI because Produce 101 was such a big thing.
Yeah, for sure. And it's under Mnet anyway, so it was like a given at that time to debut them onto that stage.
It's like if you guys go to KCON this year, if you're not going to BTS in Arlington because it's the same weekend, you more than likely we will have Kepler, Alpha Drive 1, and Zero Base 1 will be there because they're all Mnet groups. Right,
exactly.
But you're sharing a stage with Eric Nam, one of the biggest out of the blue soloists. G-Friend, who is one of the most decorated girl groups of all time. Shiny and a Girls' Generation subunit. And this is before BTS was huge.
Oh yeah, this is even before Twice was huge too.
Yeah.
And then by that time, Block B would have already kind of made their name, I believe, by that point.
So this is a huge honor, again, to have just debuted earlier in this year.
Right, for sure.
Wrapping up the year, Astro would have their first mini concert, Astro 2016 Mini Live Thanks Ahora. And they would also release their third album, Autumn Story. It would win Rookie of the Year at SBS Power FM Cult Woo Show Awards. I probably said that wrong, but that's a really long name.
I know. I was like, it's like word after word. I was like, oh my.
To begin 2017, Astro would release their fourth EP, Winter Dreams. Since this was considered a special album for Ahora to celebrate their 1-year anniversary, Fantagio decided to forego the usual 3 to 4 week music show promotion. The title track, again, also does not have a music video.
Interesting.
Instead of the usual promotions, Astro would instead hold the first Astro Ahora Festival, which would see them perform choreography to again for the first time. They would also perform You and Me, Thanks Ahora, which was a fan-dedicated song on Winter Dream. Later on, You and Me, Thanks Ahora would receive a special music video. This would also start a trend where Astro would release a Doka music video for special songs dedicated to their fans. Doka is a play on the Korean word Doka, which is a cute and shorthanded way to say the Dory camera, which roughly translates to the roaming camera. So this is where we are starting to see that fan service that we talked about. We're getting special albums, special songs dedicated to their fan base, and as well as these special music videos. I love the Doka music videos. We did the 1 in a Million one last time.
Yeah.
And it's just them being absolute idiots and being natural.
Sure. Yeah, they're just being dorks.
Which Astro would carry a camera around while shooting the video, and fans would get to see them in a more laid-back situation. These would become famous amongst Auras as they would watch the idols getting ready for music shows, eating snacks in between takes, or even being teased for sleeping. With Winter Dreams release, Astro wrapped up their 4 seasons concept and moved on to the Dream era. They released Dream Part 1 with the title track Baby, we would see a return of the soda pop concept, as Baby not only sampled the sound of soda bottles being opened, but the music video also saw the boys as soda pop owners.
All right, so very soda pop, very very Demon Hunter-esque, because also soda pop and a Baby Sanha. I was like, wait.
I literally was writing this script and I messaged Anne. I said, I have said the word soda pop so many times that I'm 100% convinced that the Sanha boys are Astro.
No, literally. And then their title track, Baby. Come on. Baby Sanha.
This is going to be a cutesy video. Just fair warning, Anne.
Should I get a plushie to get ready to punch, or?
No, please don't punch Chandali. He didn't deserve that.
I was looking at Shua Shumi, okay?
Hey, he just had his birthday, okay? He's an Ajushi now.
For sure. Oh my god, Rainbow? You're an ally. Sorry.
Oh, I believe that this is actually a very LGBT-friendly group.
Oh, okay.
I believe all the members have spoken out for their support.
Good. Nice. Nope, don't want to go with you. Nope, don't do that.
Please, every woman on this planet would follow him into that store.
I'm an ally, but no. Okay, the song is very, very cute, but them rapping earlier kind of cuts it off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's not consistently cute, it has a deeper voice, I'm just like, okay, you know what? Also, Baby Sanha.
I do want to note, this is a random thing that only Ahora would know, but the scene where Moonbin gets the apple and he's eating it, there's a very famous scene, I believe their version of like 17 is like Astro Talk.
Oh yeah.
And they're out camping, and the group's all here, but Moonbin's over here at a different table,
Okay.
eating an onion like it's an apple.
What?
Yes, I have to find the clip and send it to you.
Where are you putting the popcorn in the blender? Hold on. You're dumb for doing that.
But he's cute, and that's what matters.
Me judging the whole time. Why are you on the wall? Yeah, they're very synchronized. That jump was like almost like the same level, which is crazy.
Well, from what I understand, so I know that Rocky is like the choreography person for a lot of their stuff, but I have also heard, I believe it was in the movie, that Moonbin is a very strict like performance line leader.
Okay.
And when he like in the future he'll be in part of a subunit with Sanha, and he like was not happy about it because Sanha doesn't pick up on choreography as fast as everybody else does.
Oh
and
no.
So yeah. And I guess Moonbin is known to be a little mean when it comes to choreography. Because he picks it up so naturally.
I was gonna say, is Moonbin as bad as JYP when he debuts like a new group? He would like screenshot every single shot just to see if they're on the same level.
I don't think he's that bad.
Because JYP's level of that is insane. So I was like, is Moonbin like this too? Okay,
I don't
so
think he's that bad, but I do remember like in the documentary that Sanha was like a little afraid to be in a subunit with him because, but again,
So
I think it's because if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. It's been a while, but like Moonbin just picks up choreography so quickly because it's just so natural to him.
right.
Whereas Sanha's not a dancer; he's a vocalist and a guitar player, so it takes him longer. And so Moonbin gets frustrated with him, and
Oh, poor baby. He's probably like, I'm gonna die today. And you look at Fantagio, it's like, you want me dead? That was a really cute music video, but I don't think I mean, it's very cutesy, especially since it has that first POV shots of, you're being into this sort of
Yeah.
pop shop and everything. And then like, you're just trying to foot your way through and being cute and everything. But I don't think the song itself is like, it's cutesy, but it's not super cutesy because they break it up between the rapping and the like the hooks and everything. So it's not as
Yeah.
bad. The music video itself though was gross cute.
Well, I like the fact that, and I think it's something that really only boy groups can do because girl groups, when you do cutesy, it's all sugar, and I mean, let's think of Twice. Like, yes, they had their Zombie Apocalypse debut, but like, think of Cheer Up,
like
Heart Shaker, all that stuff. Like
TT, yeah.
There's an Akwahi, a very like, oh, look at how cute they're being, whereas Astro specifically, especially during this time, we will see a lot of the darker groups do more cutesy concepts, but they're mostly the boys being idiots.
Yeah.
So like, so to tie back to their seniors, like BAP had Stop It, which just sees Jungkook being an absolute idiot for this girl the entire time. Monsta X has Rush, which is them being skater boys trying to impress a girl. Well, I think because Astro naturally does the cutesy concept, that it looks a lot more natural. It's a lot more boyfriendy versus girl,
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I can definitely see that more. And then comparing it to also other boy groups like 17 at the time, they were already kind of also in that, not like super level cutesy, but they always had that boyish look at the time when they were already doing Pretty You, Adore You, and those other things. It's also kind of natural to them for some of the members type thing that it just kind of ties in together. And then you have other groups like EXO and BTS at the time as well. They didn't go to the cutesy concept whatsoever. They had the charming videos where they're a little bit more natural, like they're not all thug and gangster and all these other things, but they're just like, oh, this is us being normal in a sense of like, and not going into the Aeygo side of the spectrum.
Yeah. And that's something I think is a good contrast when you look at Gen 3, because you have Gen 3, like we said, is dominated by girl groups. We do have the heavy hitters like Monsta X and BTS and all that come out, but they all were like, we're rough, we're tough, we're the bad boy that your mama tells you not to work to date. Whereas 17 and Astro, which again with a lot of them being best friends, it's more of, again, not the cute that normally I would be like, it's the like, oh, I've got a crush on you, let me be like cute and charming, which balances out the sugar level, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's what I got from the baby music video. It's like, yeah, they're acting like I know it's natural, but they're also kind of pushing for that super Aegyo thing to lure the girl in, which is technically you or as the person. But like the choreography and the sound of it is a little bit more mature in a sense. Does that make sense? Like it's just not as like teenage boy level type thing where they're just constantly acting cute the whole time.
And it's a vast difference again from their debut, because their debut was very like, oh, look at me, I'm cute. Like even the music without the video, like it's very different than what we get from Baby, which, like you said, has that more mature concept. So the whole thing between the season era and then the dream era is that they wanted to drop the boyfriend concept and go more with a more mature schoolboy concept.
Right, for sure. No, I can definitely see. I can see a little bit of progression between from the first one to the second one here.
Baby would earn the group their first #1 on the Gaon album charts, and it would peak at 24 on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales. The album sold roughly 119,000 copies, which was a big deal for a group back then that was not backed by one of the big three. while it didn't win at music shows, it was nominated for first place many times, but they were often put up against heavy hitters such as Signal by Twice and Don't Wanna Cry by 17.
Yeah, and
I
Don't
can
Wanna Cry
see
was
if they
the
beat
peak.
Signal by Twice, because I feel like that is one of their worst songs they've ever done. Like, Anne and I have a mutual, like, bleh for that song. But, like, Don't Wanna Cry, like, I love Astro to death, but there's no way you were gonna beat.
You can't beat that. That was peak 17 after Pretty You, which skyrocketed everything. But Signal Twice is only because it's backed up by the big three at the time. So that was almost like a given for Twice at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because that would be when Twice would become
Yeah,
bigger.
This is when they were like steamrolling fast, which when we do the Twice episode, you'll learn how quickly they would steamroll the industry with all these awards, like back to back to back. So
following this, Astro would embark on their first tour entitled The First Astro Road, which would visit Seoul, Osaka, and Tokyo. Astro would also release Dream Part 2 with the title track Crazy Sexy Cool to round the year out. The song is considered to be the ultimate refreshing song. And then it all went to hell.
Pending doom.
So while Astro saw massive success, Fantagio would soon be struck with a crisis. In late 2017, the JC Group, a Chinese investment company, would become the majority shareholder for Fantagio. On December 28, 2017, the JC Group fired Fantagio founder and CEO, now Byung-jun. This would cause a ripple that would affect the entire company.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Many key staff were laid off soon after, and the remaining staff went on strike. They demanded that the CEO be reinstated and stated that the Chinese company didn't understand the K-pop industry and were intervening unfairly.
Makes sense.
So what does this mean for Astro? This was a very interesting thing to learn, because we're about to go into Korean law real quickly.
Oh, here we go.
Under the Act on the Development of Public Culture and Arts Industry, any entertainment agency in South Korea must have a registered representative or a board member who has at least 4 years of experience in popular culture and arts industry, or alternatively have passed a specific certification.
Okay, sure.
While the JC Group took over Fantagio and fired Byung-jun, they replaced it with Wejie, who did not have the required 4 years of experience in the Korean entertainment industry. As a result, Fantagio was reclassified as an illegal business by the Korean Entertainment Management Association.
Well, that's dumb.
That's just the beginning.
Oh no, there's more.
Since music shows required artists to be affiliated with KEMA, Astro was barred from being able to promote on music shows such as M Countdown and Music Bank. This forced Astro into an 8-month hiatus right during the time when their careers were on an upward trajectory. So this was a very... I'll just go.
Okay.
Since the group couldn't promote together, the agency heavily focused on their actors bringing in any cash flow. Cha Eun-woo revealed later on that he felt like he was under immense pressure to keep the lights on at Fantagio. The group wasn't able to promote any music, so they focused on his casting offers, particularly his role in My ID is Gangnam Beauty, to keep the company afloat.
Yeah, and he definitely went big with that one too, yeah. Yes.
So it was reported that 50% of Fantagio's earnings during this year were from a single artist. And rumor has it that it was Cha Eun-woo. When he admitted that he the pressure that he was under, he was actually in tears because he didn't want to let his main thing wasn't the company. He wanted to make sure that he could keep the group afloat.
Which is usually the mindset of like members of groups being like too, when they want to be like not like the sole reason, but they just have that heaviness of like, hey, I'm already in acting. This is the reason why I'm going to continue to act because of this.
Right.
Yeah, that sucks.
Despite the upsets, Astro released Rise Up. Since they couldn't promote on a music show, the album followed the style of Winter Dream as a special album versus a traditional comeback. With it being called a special album and dedicated to the fans, they were able to release the music digitally despite the ban on business activities. This is considered lost media because it's so hard to find. They did release it physically later on.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I'm lucky enough to actually own this album.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's pretty.
It is very pretty. The only thing is, I will say, I think I got this very cheap, but this album is probably one of the most expensive Astro albums outside of their debut because it has such a limited release.
Right, exactly, for sure.
The title track, Always You, was a jarring difference from the happy and bright songs that had been previously released. With everything going on, Astro felt like it wouldn't be honest for them to release a happy track. Instead, they released a brooding and moody EDM track, which reflected the sadness and uncertainty they felt while the company was falling apart. The lyrics functioned as both a thank you and an apology to Ahora for the last 8 months. It also served as a plea to Ahora, essentially saying, please don't leave, we're trying to come back. Key lines include, in the end, it's you, I missed you. This was meant to be taken literally. During the legal battles, the members were terrified that fans would move on to other groups.
That's rough, yeah.
The group was heavily involved in the production of the song. Rocky and JinJin personally wrote their raps to express the theme of finding their ways back to fans, despite the obstacles blocking them. Rocky also took on the responsibility to choreograph the song itself. Fans have noticed that the dance is notably more expressive and contemporary than their previous works, using sharp and desperate movements to visualize the feeling of being trapped. Fans also noticed that the music video wasn't as high quality, and rumor has it that the staff themselves actually paid for this to be made.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, at least the remaining staff that's originally with Fantagio before the buyout. Okay, yeah. I don't think the Chinese will.
Oh, no. And it should be noted that the reason that the staff paid for it is because as soon as the company was taken over, all of their assets were frozen. So Astro had no access to money whatsoever.
Holy crap. But I would love to do more digging about this later on whenever I have the time. Is why the takeover? Like, what is the reason why the Chinese company decided to take over this? Like, were they thinking about doing something and then bringing in their own talents, or?
I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research into it because this is when I started getting emotional while reading this, typing this. But it was also said that Fantagio went into massive debt because of this takeover.
Right.
And the living conditions for their idols were not exactly ideal either because of unpaid bills and stuff like that. Because not only was Astro affected by this, I don't know how the actors were affected because I don't know the laws in acting versus music. But this would also be the time when Weki Meki was also a big part of Fantagio as well.
That's right. Yeah. All right.
So we're definitely going to see the boys have grown up in this music video. I mean, we already start off with the scene of JinJin literally falling underwater into an abyss, the uncertainty, the darkness.
Right. And even just the sound in general, a lot more broody.
Oh, yes. I shed tears out of fear, like, that we won't see each other again. Like, this music video.
Oh, yeah, no. Already. Oh, yeah, no. I'm taking all the lyrics here very literally right now.
Yeah.
So you said that the fans think that the quality of the filming isn't as big as the previous ones?
That's what a lot of them say. It's a lot more subdued than, again, the bright colors, the multiple sets, things like that. It's still a very beautiful music video.
It's pretty good. But... like, did someone have to, spin the lights there for him? Or...
it's very possible. That's why I just stopped and started doing this. We should not be laughing during such a sad song.
I was thinking about how the staff is backing up because they love the boys. Instead of spinning around, like, we gotta make this work.
I do love the lyrics of, like, I'm all right, but I'm worried about you. Like, which is not what the lyrics say, but that's what they're referencing. Like, please don't worry about me, I'm more worried about you.
Right, yeah. Yeah, words I couldn't say keep lingering in my mouth. Yeah, no, because you're under a company that is like literally telling y'all to be quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that one of the lyrics that keep popping up is "Are you still there?"
Mm-hmm.
I cannot imagine how difficult this time was for
Yeah,
these
no, for sure. Because in the K-pop industry, fans literally make or break the group.
Yes.
For sure, yeah. Especially since Fantagio's idea in the beginning of what Astro is supposed to be, they are literally backed by fans because they even went to the 10K, do all these things. They're heavily fan based. I mean, the production is still very good for only backed up by like a small amount of staff.
I wonder, like, how much of the staff like edited the video and did all that, because I don't see the JC group being involved in this whatsoever.
I don't think so either. I mean, you can definitely tell that they're probably using like the same set room and just like move props around or whatever. But I mean, it's still pretty good.
And you know a song is dramatic and melancholy when you have your main vocalist let out that note. Like we get it during Kidult with DK, which while writing this, my YouTube music decided to play Kidult in the middle of this. I'm like, I'm already like not in the best mindset.
Dare you?
And that scene at the end where they all kind of run and hug each other.
Yeah. Well, it's really good. I like that one. But yeah, no, I don't see any like big difference from the previous one.
I think because they expect the bright colors, the flashing lights, and all that. Whereas, again, Astro said it wouldn't be honest for us to hide what is going on. Like, we're in a very dark and sad period right now, and we want to make sure that you guys know that we still love you. Unable to promote Rise Up, many fans believe Astro didn't release any music in 2018. Unfortunately, many fans did start to leave the fandom in search of newer music. Loyal fans were also faced with the fear that, as part of the act stated, that if an agency is found to be operating illegally, the artist's exclusive contracts would be declared null and void. This meant that the members could walk away from the group, or the group could be disbanded by the government at any time. Ultimately, the members stayed despite the 8-month loss of work. To work around the legal restrictions, Fantagio would hire Park Hae-sun as the executive director on June 18th, 2018. Hae-sun's experience as the former director of KBS Entertainment and the CEO of Box Media meant that he met the necessary requirements to reinstate Fantagio as a legal company. The day that he was appointed, Fantagio's stock rose by nearly 29% as investors realized that Astro and Weki Meki could finally resume activities. Which we see stuff like that happen a lot. Like the day that BTS enlisted, Big Hit Stop dropped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure now that they're back all together and they've had all these apps,
it went up so fast. Yeah, it's the same thing when when idols and actors, they would get into a quote unquote dating scandal. It would plummet, right? But then they're like, "Oh, we broke up." It goes right back.
That's terrible, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
With the company being reinstated, Astro entered the most significant turning point in their career. After a forced 14-month hiatus. Think about that, 14 months. And this is like peak of your career. This is not, and they don't have the backing of a big company. So this isn't like what we went through with Blackpink.
Oh yeah, no.
Where we would get one thing, and then we wait 2 years and we get another thing. Especially because YG would fill us in with multiple Blackpink things.
Yeah, like singles.
Singles. We had Blackpink House, Jennie doing solo. They had a movie, all that stuff. Astro would release their first full-length album, All Light. Considered to be a resurrection, the group would shift from their soda pop concepts to a more floral and bright concept to counteract the emotional shift created by Always You. The title track, All Night, which we covered in the last Astro episode, is an upbeat electronic pop track characterized by a heavy bass line and the signature ringing telephone sound effect. The music video saw the members in a lush indoor garden setting. While Eunwoo was praised for his visuals, critics also praised the vocal growth of MJ and Moonbin, noting their increased stability and range.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only imagine, like, being told, hey guys, we can operate again. And then these boys probably hitting the studio immediately and, like, retraining their voices, you know, probably hitting the dance studio constantly because they're finally getting the opportunity to properly be with their fans for the first time in over a year. 13 days after the release of All Light, Astro won their very first music show win on SBS MTV's The Show, winning against WJSN and ATEEZ. And this was during ATEEZ's Say My Name era.
Oh, so, that was a big era for them. Yeah.
Yes. I forgot the number, but I believe that they had 8,000 points, over 8,000 points.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
So it was a very big win. The win was viewed as a miracle by many in the industry, and the group was so overwhelmed that JinJin couldn't even finish his speech. All Light peaked at number 1 on the KCON album chart, showing their domestic fan base had grown during the year-long hiatus. It also ranked on the 22nd best-selling albums for the first half of 2019, selling 123,177 copies during this time.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot, especially for a group that went on hiatus for a really long time.
Yes. Internationally, All Light peaked at number 6 on the Billboard World Album Charts, matching the peak of their debut album. Despite having no Japanese promotions at the time, which they haven't done anything with Japan yet outside of touring.
Right, yeah.
The album peaked at number 7 on the Oricon Weekly Album Chart and reached number 11 on the year-end Oricon charts for foreign albums inside Japan.
That's impressive, especially with no promos in Japan.
Yes, and again, think of these numbers when adding in the 14th month of nothing. A lot of groups would not come back for that.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think so. Or even if they come back, it would not be this much of a success, other than outside of like military discharge. That's
right.
Different.
That's different.
Yeah, that's different because at least you'll still have other members and all this other stuff. But for a hiatus of because of business wise, you're not able to legally do business. It's hard to come back from that. So I'm glad Astro at least got that nice moment of coming back and realizing, ooh, we can still do it. We still have a reason.
Well, and also, I'm sure one of their biggest fears is like, we're finally coming back. What if we have to start from ground zero again?
Oh yeah, exactly.
And to come out of the gate and not even 2 weeks later get your first music show win, and then to reach all these numbers, like I can't imagine how overwhelming it must have been to be. There, of course, probably. Korean barbecue and soju around for weeks. Like,
oh my god, the boys will be so happy with that.
Immediately following the success of All Light, Astro would embark on their first world tour titled Second Astro Road to Starlight, a continuation of their Second Astro Road to Seoul. So during that time before All Light, when they were just being reinstated, they did do a small little tour inside of Seoul.
Okay, yeah.
This all stops in Taiwan, New Jersey, Dallas, LA, San Francisco, Hong Kong, and Bangkok. They were apparently at the Verizon Theater back in 2019.
You know what? I actually remember that, but me not being into Astro, I obviously didn't look into it. But I do remember, because you know how this would be the Verizon Theater back then still? So you know how, so you know how like when you drive on the highway, I-30, they have the, you know, like the billboards out there. And the marquee, yeah. I remember seeing that. It said Astro. And I was like, who the heck is Astro?
I would have been the same, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. Because at that time, 2019, you would be so into, I think this is when Blackpink and Red Velvet and a little bit of Monsta X was taking over your life.
Yeah, so 2018 would have been the year after I moved here to San Antonio.
Yeah, no, that's like the beginning of like everything.
The beginning of the downfall.
Exactly, yeah. And during that time, I think I was getting a little bit too NCT at that point because they released Boss? Or is that after? I don't remember, but I was looking at something else.
We had other things that were going on at the time. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah, clearly.
Astro will return to Korea and focus on Japanese promotions for a bit with their debut album Venus, which was released during April 2019. Also in 2019, April 2019, CEO Wei would be arrested in China on fraud charges related to illegal fundraising, and the JC Group essentially dissolved. This would cause another shift in management and fears that the company would go bankrupt.
Karma. Sorry.
Yep. I mean, you're not wrong.
Karma.
I will say that KEMA did not treat Astro very well after this time, because they felt that the takeover and the firing of their original CEO was disrespectful. And KEMA, I read, is a kind of like the Screen Actors Guild. Okay. It's all made up of like managers and senior, like it's individuals. It's kind of a private group.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So while yes, the JC Group would disappear, it did not exactly put Fantagio and Astro back in the good graces of that group.
Yeah.
Astro decided to focus on their rising popularity with their Blue Flame era. This would see Astro transition into a more mature and dark phase with the comeback. Unfortunately, Moonbin would not be able to promote with the group due to being forced on a hiatus due to health concerns. This announcement would come just 8 days before their scheduled comeback, and it would be the first time since their debut that the group would have to promote as only 5 members. Moonbin was fully present in the Blue Flame music video, but fans took notice of his absence since his role as central performer and the emotional part of most of their choreography. Rocky and JinJin took on a lot of the responsibilities to ensure that performances didn't feel empty without him. While members stated they felt Moonbin's absence deeply, they made sure that he wasn't left out of promotions. During photo ops and interviews, the team left an empty 6th seat just for Moonbin.
Aw, that's sweet.
So we got to see this a bit during the 17 Is Right Here tour.
Yes.
When they were doing their photo at the end, they're like, oh, let's leave space for June and Joohoney. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And this music video is actually kind of what made me originally want to do a part 2, because this music video is so good and the song is so good.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Oh, already blue. Love it. Oh, Blue Flame. Love that. Literally. Hey, yo, why are you coming hard like that? Sorry.
You know, these are no longer boys. This music video, these are men.
This is not working out here. Sorry.
I mean, look at the Sanha. Like,
I was like,
this boy has grown up.
Literally grown up. Not the wolf.
확 끌려 너만 쳐다보게 돼 약간 분명히도 느껴 지가 헛된 감정이 아니라고 난 반응했고 너도 받아주면 될 것까지 갖고 싶어 이 밤이 끝나기 전 그때까지 너의 대사는 짧아지는데 짙은 너도 길어지는데
Man, this song kind of almost sounds like one of the SF9 songs. Can't pinpoint right now. Like that part almost sound like it. Like the same
vibe.
I
off the top of my head, but I haven't listened to SF9 since the concert. I will say I've noticed with more mature concepts, it is very difficult for the Happy Virus members to transition to that, but I think MJ does a really good job of like suppressing that giggly persona of his and like being more mature.
Right. I bet you'd actually like kind of like almost dissociate too. Just be like, I can't think of anything. Yeah. Yeah, I feel attacked by the visual. Like, no! I'm sorry if you want to be smart. He comes up here.
I think
Terrible to
visuals had to have been a main vocal main point as far as recruiting with, because being a company that focuses on actors, Fantagio was like, we're not just gonna put out. Not that I'm saying that all idols are attractive in their own way, but you do have a couple who, you know, aren't everyone's type. And I feel like ASTRO fits. Every member will fit into somebody's ideal type of what they want as far as a man goes.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
The visuals are stunning, especially Sanha as he gets older, because he starts out as such a goofy-looking kid, because he's so cheerful and all that stuff. And then, you know, we see the maturity and how much he's grown here.
Right. Well, I feel attacked. Great song. I feel attacked.
Hard to believe these were the same boys a couple of minutes ago trying to get you to drink soda pop.
Yeah, I would be more lured by this one than the soda pop, alright? Yeah, because he came out with, like, smiling with his hand out. I'm like, that's a trap.
So 2020 would begin a year of healing for the group and the fandom. The power vacuum at Fantagio had finally been settled. ASTRO would release the single One and Only, which would be the first track to feature all 6 members as Moonbin ended his hiatus. In May, they would release their 7th mini-album Gateway with the title track Knock. The concept of the music video revolved around time travel and dimension hopping. The music video uses spiral staircases, floating panels, and platform to represent a limbo or resting place between different dimensions. We're getting right into it. This is another one I really wanted Anne to see, so it was like, here's what happened, now we're going to jump right in.
All right, great. So I'm going to get attacked again, is what I'm hearing.
I would say this one's no.
No?
I'm not going to.
Okay, great. Pure reaction. All right, let's get to it then.
Yep.
Oh, the 6-star thing. Ooh.
And then it has their tagline, "Wanna be your star."
Star, that's so cute. I like that one. That one's really cute. Ooh, smart with the shadows.
This is giving like darker version of Monsta X's Follow.
I was about to say, this is almost like a darker version of Infinite's Clock. Because they just did a clock, that's the only reason why. Because Infinite's Clock is just more sad, because I think that was the start of some of them going to the military.
Okay. Colored hair on male idols is so hard because of the way you have to like style their hair. But Moonbin has looked great every single time that they have ever dyed his hair.
No, I definitely agree, especially since most of the color hair, because it's so noticeable, you have to get to the roots too.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes very hard to do and can be painful.
Well, and think back to when we did All Night, when he had the pink hair.
Yes, yeah, it was like
which Rocky has the same color here.
Yeah.
Especially with Asian hair, because it's so thin compared to a lot of other cultures. Like, if you don't get that color to set properly, like you'll see the different like colors on the roots and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
I love this part because it shows Moonbin's talents as a dancer.
Yeah. And the classic, like, dancing on water, too.
Yes. Gen 3 love their water attacks.
They really do. I'm getting to think I do like ASTRO more for their mature songs than the cutesy
I agree.
ones. Yeah.
The cutesy ones are which serve their purpose. They're very refreshing, especially like if you're like cleaning or something and you've had a lot of like Monsta X, some Jessie and stuff like that, and then Here Comes Baby, and you're like, okay, it's kind of like a reset.
Yeah.
But I agree. I am very much more attached. Granted, I got it later with their more mature concept. I mean, even with Candy Sugar Pop, like that one's. I don't prefer that one as much as I prefer like this mid-era here.
Right, exactly. But we'll say though, if we were to compare the hide and seek and look, there's 6 stars. If we were to compare like hide and seek and Baby, I think I would prefer Baby more because at least it does break it up with the rapping. So it depends how they put it all together. So Oh yeah, they're definitely taking advantage of the fact that Moonbin is back and make him more of the focal point in this one.
Well, and notice throughout, I noticed it really rocky. You'll see smiles randomly appear on their mouth because you can see that they're so happy to be together again and being able to perform.
Yeah, for sure.
Because with idol groups, it goes one of two ways. Either you are family, you are a brotherhood, or you do not like one another.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't know how much of the... Oh, there's an attack. I don't know how much of it is true and how much of it is rumor, but, you know, there's the rumor that Katsai, apparently a lot of the members don't get along.
Yeah.
Which, that's their business, whether they do or not.
Yeah, we don't know nothing about them, especially behind
closed doors. But you can
doors.
see how tight some groups are, especially considering the fact that, like, Moonbin, Sanha, and Rocky gave up their formative years to train.
Yeah, for sure.
And then MJ and JinJin were a little bit older, but you can see that this role that they have where they are a family. You see it a lot with 17 as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
I think about it when June joined, he didn't speak any Korean whatsoever, but he wanted to be accepted by the Korean members, so he would make them breakfast every morning as a way for him to show that he cared about all the other members.
Yeah, his love language, yeah. And then fast forwarding to, last year? Yes, last year, when they performed at whatever music show it was, don't remember, but this is when June was filming for his movie with Jackie Chan, The Shadow's Edge, and he made that surprise appearance during Aju Nice. But before that, you can see S-Coop smiling the whole time. And everyone's like, why is S-Coop smiling so much? That's not of S-Coops, unless they're doing like a happy song type thing. But usually he's like locked in, like, I'm serious about this performance. But he was smiling the whole time. Everyone's like, that's weird. And June appeared, and we're like, that's why, because he got June. Yeah.
I can't remember what episode we said, but you can always tell when an idol loves their job. But it's more important and almost more refreshing to see the idol loving their job, but also loving their members as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And you definitely see that throughout that music video.
Yeah, no, I love that one. I'm getting to see, I'm liking Astro more for the more mature, darker concepts than the bubblegum one. I think maybe my boundary for cutesy would probably be Baby, and that's it.
And I think a lot of it also shows, you know, our age, because we are getting older. So, like, the cutesy stuff, well, the cutesy stuff has two things that are red flags. First one, just we're past the age, we're like, oh, how cute. Like, but also, like, when you're our age and a boy group comes out with cutesy concepts, you have to be like, ew, 20, go away.
Is it close to my child's age?
like Priscilla with her, she's like, I love Cortis, and then she was like, oh God, no, you're all children.
Me, every single time I see James and Martin, I was like, ew, and I was like, God damn it, no.
Yeah. It's like when I was getting back into 80s, I was like, oh wow, why does nobody talk about how attractive Jung-ho was at pre-debut? And my friend Hollow was like, because he's 17, shut up. And I'm like, oh, ew, gross.
So I also dropped this bomb on Kiddo when we were watching the Golden Disc Awards and ATEEZ was up, and you know, Minky being sexy. He's just doing the Minky thing, right? And then Kiddo's like, wow, Minky, you need to chill. And I looked over, I was like, do you want me to ruin something for you? And they're like, sure. And I was like, so Minky is born in 1999. And they're like, okay. I was like, do you know who else is born in 1999? Dino. And they went, what the? Because you see Minky as a man, and there's Dino. Baby otter.
I mean, it's the same thing with San. San was born in 99 as well. And like,
yes, that's what I said too, because then I went through the whole list, like the whole years they were born. And Kel's like, this doesn't make any sense. 17s, they're just like dorks. And then there's 18s being men.
Yep. Asher would get their second ever win on Show Champion. Moonbin and Sanha were actually the MCs at the time and were shocked when they were able to announce their own group as the winners.
So sweet.
You would think that they would pick MCs when that group is not, you know, promoting, just because it, you know, I know it's all fan based, but I mean, I can imagine being salty and being like, that's only because they're on the show and they got extra votes.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a common thing even back when, like second gen era. The most notable one, I don't know if I mentioned this or not in the past, but this is when 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. were promoting at the same time, I believe. That or 2 p.m. just ended and 2 a.m. started. And this would actually give 2 a.m. their first win. And then, like, when the 2 p.m. members, I think it was Taeyeon and Wooyeon or Junho that was hosting as MCs, like guest MCs or whatever type thing, they like cry with the 2 a.m. boys, which was super, super sweet. And they stayed on stage. But it's also kind of this nice interaction too when it's like a surprise. Like, oh my God, they're MCs and yet they also won at the same time. Yeah. People can be haters and be like, oh, it's because they're MCs. So I was like, no. It's definitely fan votes. They even put the numbers up on the screen for you to see.
Oh, yeah. I will say if you got the time and you can, stomach the emotions, go back and watch Astro's first win. The way that everyone on stage, like, you can see people who aren't even part of Astro, like, almost starting to tear up for them because they knew what Astro had gone through and, like, how big this would be for them career. Because I'm sure, and we'll see in a little bit, how intertwined Astro is with the rest of the community.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you see people be like, "Oh, good job!" People like ran up and hugged them, and we're trying to hold back tears because it was such a big deal for them.
Which shows a lot about how Astro members, like as a group or even just individually, the members have interacted with other people in the industry as well.
Yes. During this time, Fantagio would begin to expand the Astroverse, so to speak. Moonbin and Sanha would debut as a subunit under the same name with their mini album In Out. The title track Bad Idea would win on the show only 8 days after release.
That's pretty fast too.
April of 2021, Astro would release their second full-length album, All Yours. The title track one broke all previous records that the group had held. They achieved 3 music show wins, the show champion, and M Countdown. This would be the group's first win on M Countdown, as it was one of the most prestigious cable music shows.
For sure.
The album sold 281,592 copies in its first week.
Wow.
This is nearly 4 times the first week sales of Gateway. The album was also certified platinum by KCMA for surpassing 250,000 units. I was going to put this video was originally on here because Rocky's rap I think you would have really liked, but I had to reshuffle and edit. Speaking of Weverse, I'm getting notifications about Hoshi right now.
Hoshi, what are you doing? It is like midnight over there. Get off of it.
Astro quickly came back with their 8th mini album Switch On just 4 months later. Astro is like
back to back,
taking advantage of this trajectory.
They're making up for lost time is what they're doing.
They really are.
Yeah.
The title track After Midnight awarded them 4 music show wins, one of which happened to be on show Music Core on their 2000th day since debut.
Which is also very huge because Music Core is also one of the 3 major broadcasting stations too.
Yeah. This was another video I had, but again, had to re-edit and shuffle things around.
I'm thinking every single music video there should be a thing.
You're not wrong, actually. Anne's gonna be crafting one day and just be like, you know what? Let me pull up Astro's mix on here.
Yeah, pretty much.
You definitely would like one in After Midnight, especially because it's their more
mature
concepts.
I feel like anything after Knock, or just even All Night, if we want to go back one more, I think I would just start listening from there and just go forward. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just go on YouTube because YouTube has like the mixes that you can do, and just
go through it.
Don't shuffle it. Go to All Night and just go from there.
Just go through. Yeah, I probably will do that whenever I'm crafting next time. Ooh, crafting for twice freebies.
Yes, which check out our Instagram page for information about that.
Oh yes.
The next period we see members branch out to establish their own individual colors. This was interesting. I didn't know this. MJ became the first member to go solo with his semi-trot song, Ready, Set, Yo. And he would make history as the first idol to win on the Trot Show. Which I feel like that fits his vibe so much.
I think we need to put that into the Trot episode next.
That's what I was actually thinking. Like, we could go through the history and then end with MJ and then probably Daesung.
Like the more recent ones. Yeah. I'll do the history of that for sure.
JinJin and Rocky would release a subunit mini album entitled Restore. Its title track, Just Breathe, was a fun, high-energy song written as a breather for fans during the pandemic.
Oh, that's nice.
Moonbin and Sanha would return with their second mini album, Refuge, and the title track, Who, would solidify their dark, mystical unit concept, which we saw that with, we did Madness in the last episode. We're not going to watch any of these videos. I have a special subunit and solo episode that will be coming up once we get through some of the major third gen ones,
Right.
because that alone is going to be its own episode. Just like with like Red Velvet, Shiny, we have a special episodes just for what members do outside of the group.
Yeah, for sure.
On May 16th, 2022, ASTRO released their third full-length album, Drive to the Starry Road, with the title track Candy Sugar Pop. This would be the last album before MJ would leave to fulfill his military requirements. I don't know a lot of groups that have 3 full-length albums. I'm just going to say that. Candy Sugar Pop was a return to the refreshing roots, but with a more polished and disco-inspired sound. The song would collect 4 trophies this time around, and the album itself would chart at #1 on the KCON digital album chart.
Nice.
Directly following the release of their third mini-album, the group immediately held the third Astro Road to Soul, Stargazer. This experience would be turned into a full-length documentary movie entitled Astro Stargazer Astroscope, which would release in theaters on October 27, 2022. Along with the footage of the third Astro Road to Soul Stargazer, it included behind-the-scenes footage of the preparations for the concert and individual member footage discussing the stages and units. I actually saw this in theaters. This, I think, was the second or third
I think so.
K-pop movie that I had seen, and I actually own it. I was so happy to get my hands on this.
Yeah.
As the group prepared for their 7th anniversary, the topic of contract renewals became a hot topic. In early February, Fantagio announced that JinJin, Eunwoo, Moonbin, and Sanha had all renewed their contracts. MJ was still in the military, so he hadn't been able to be involved in discussions. On the 28th of the same month, Rocky announced that he would be leaving Fantagio and ASTRO. While the group expressed a commitment to stay together as 5, they announced that they would continue to support Rocky in his solo journey, which you will actually see that there's every time Rocky does something, there's either a member or the entire group is there to support him. Which, when a lot of people go solo, there's not always that unity that sticks behind afterward. Which sometimes it's company involvement. Like, we're not going to get into the details, but look at Wonho and Monsta X. Like, there's there's interaction between them, but we're not allowed to see it because of contract obligations and things like that.
Right.
2 months later, on April 19th, Moonbin was found unresponsive in his apartment in Gangnam, Seoul by his manager. Just after midnight, Fantagio confirmed that Moonbin had suddenly left us and became a star in the sky.
Oh no, what's happening?
MJ was granted immediate emergency leave from the military to join the family in mourning. Eunwoo was in the US at the time when the news broke. He immediately canceled his schedules and flew back to Seoul. And of course, Rocky immediately joined the group and family to mourn. Moonbin's passing didn't just affect ASTRO, but was felt on a global scale. The entire K-pop industry was affected. Music shows like Music Bank and M Countdown held moments of silence and requested that performers wear black or muted colors. During this time, many idols were traveling for tours and could be seen wearing all black as they arrived at airports such as ENHYPEN, Monsta X, Idol, Treasure, and GOT7. There were many, many more, but these are just, the ones, a few of them.
Like the bigger name ones that was obviously released by Dispatch, because Dispatch is everywhere.
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 Many idols and groups such as 17, Viviz, and Billy would halt or postpone their activities to mourn. Auras would later see musical tributes to Moonbin from many of his friends, including Dating Lines by Sungkwan of 17, What Kind of a Future by Woozy of 17, an unreleased duet called Fly by JinJin and Moonbin, and on the 2nd anniversary of his passing, a single titled Moon was released by all of Moonbin's friends, including ASTRO with Rocky, Viviz, Monsta X's Minya, Kian, and IM, 17's Hoshi, Wonwoo, Mingi, DK, and Sungkwan, SF9's Chani, Stray Kids' Bang Chan, Weki Meki's Yoojung and Daeyeon, soloist Hello Gloom, and of course his sister Moonsua of Billy. Moonbin's presence was so strong that the news of his passing was even shown on the news here in the States. Fantagio set up a memorial space called the Space of the Moon, later moved to Gukcheongsa Temple and then Seonunsa Temple. I'm sorry. My pronunciation is not great. Which became a site for members and fans to leave letters. So, I don't care where you were. If you were into K-pop at the time, you knew this happened.
Yeah, which is crazy because at the time, again, I know of ASTRO, don't know any of their songs. I know of ASTRO. Even seeing that, I literally messaged you first.
Yes. So I was at work during the time, and both Anne and our mutual friend Frankie messaged me and are like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And you both suck at delivering news, by the way. You both just said,
"What do you want from us?"
Well, you both just said Moonbin, and I'm like, "What about him?" And so I had to go Google, and that's when I found out that he had passed away.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, the next day, I think it was, because we have a TV in the bar where I work, and I'm like flipping through channels.
Yeah.
And it was on some local news station, because I'm assuming there was a game on the night before, and it popped up on like our news stations.
Oh, that's crazy.
That he had passed away.
Yeah.
On August of 2023, Rocky would start his own independent agency called One Fine Day Entertainment, a name that he got from Astro's first photo book. 3 months later, he would release his first EP, Rockiest, with the lead single Lucky Rocky. That same month, MJ would complete his mandatory service and return to civilian life. In 2024, Astro would grow more as individuals while keeping the Astro name alive. Cha Eun-woo would release his first solo album, Entity, on February 15th, which was a deep, personal album with lyrics focusing on his recent emotional struggles and his bond with the members. On February 23rd, Astro would celebrate their 8th anniversary with the digital single Circles, produced by JinJin. This would serve as a loving tribute to Moonbin and a promise to Auras that the circle of Astro was eternal. Summer of that year, Rocky would release his second mini-album, Blank, and would embark on his first major solo tour visiting Asia and Latin America. Rocky has a huge following in Latin America, especially like Cuba.
Oh, yeah? Interesting.
He's actually been on the news in Latin America, and you'll see him attempt to speak Spanish while he's on the show.
Oh, that's really cool. I feel like Latin America in general love K-pop. They always any group that goes there, it sells out fast.
And to finish off summer 2024, Sanha would make his solo debut with his EP Dusk. To commemorate their 9th anniversary, Astro would release the single Twilight in a commemorative photo book, Wanna Be Your Star, Twilight. Auras would receive amazing news on April 15, 2025, when Fantagio and One Fine Day Entertainment announced a historic collaboration. In honor of their 9th anniversary, Astro would go on tour for the first time in 3 years with the 4th Astro Road Stargraphy. In another twist of events, Rocky announced that he would rejoin the group for their tour to celebrate their legacy together. That is also where we got the new light stick from. They did this specifically for Auras because it was their first time together.
For a long time. Years. Yeah.
And also, this is something you don't see very often when a member leaves the group and the company and then gets to come back and perform.
Right, for sure.
On June 7th, 2025, the remaining 5 members of Astro took the stage together to perform all of their greatest hits. The stage featured a silhouette and light tribute to Moonbin, maintaining the 6-star formation. They also, instead of traditional confetti, they used butterfly-shaped confetti to represent Moonbin.
Yes.
After returning home, JinJin would focus more on producing as well as musicals such as Dream High. MJ would focus on his role in Zorro the musical. The two eldest would also come together as a subunit entitled Zuni Zinni with their first album Dice, which was actually teased during a VCR during Astro Road Startography. Eunwoo left to begin his military service on July 28, 2025. While enlisted, he released his second mini-album, Else, on November 21st. Sanha would also release a second mini-album entitled Chameleon with the title track Extra Virgin. The Maknae would also appear in the hit drama My Girlfriend is the Man, opposite of Aaron of Oh My Girl. Currently available on Wiki. Viki, not Wiki.
Wiki Fiki? Wiki Mickey?
Sorry for the rapid fire right at the end because not much has happened with Astro outside of these like mini little bullet points.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like this is around the time they were either doing solo stuff or they were doing military stuff.
Yes. But of course, losing a member definitely is going to affect the group as a whole. So that's why it was just kind of bullet points.
Yeah, for sure.
Astro's story is both a sad and triumphant one, being the first group to officially debut from a company known for its actors, aside from Hello Venus, which was a joint venture between Fantagio and Plea, to being a globally recognized brand wasn't an easy feat. Astro went through times of darkness and loss, but ultimately were able to keep their promise to Ahora that the circle of Astro was eternal. Since we showed Candy Sugar Pop in the last Astro episode, I want to end things a little differently this time.
Okay.
Going all the way back to Rise Up, Astro also released a song called Call Out. Unlike Always You, it's a more upbeat and high energy melody.
So we're ending on a high note, is what you're saying.
Yes. Like Aju Nice by 17, this is the ultimate encore song for any Astro concert. Cool. It even has an infinite version just like Aju Nice.
Oh no!
On top of that, it was one of Moonbin's favorite songs to perform at any other concert, and he would usually be the general of chaos when it came to tricking the staff and fans with their famous fake-outs.
So it's Seungkwan and Moonbin's idea.
Yes. They're best friends. It makes sense.
They're like, you know what we can do to mess this up, our staff members?
During their 2025 tour, the members would continuously look towards the center of the stage during their jump cues, keeping the spirit of Moonbin alive. The same tour also saw them break their previous record as the group performed this song for a total of 7 times, the performance lasting over 15 minutes.
Poor boys.
As we are currently in January of 2026, Astro stands on the threshold of their 10th anniversary. Their history is a shared map of scars and triumphs, but through Call Out, they remind us that the best part of the journey is the part where we all get to jump together. A decade calling out to us, and 10 years later, the world is still calling back. The encore might be infinite, but for Astro and Ahora, every second is worth the wait.
Love that.
I hope they're doing something big for their 10th anniversary. I know it's hard with Eunwoo being in the military, but hopefully they get to do something big.
Yeah. Maybe they pre-prepared something and we just don't know about. Just like how before Joohoney, Eunwoo enlisted, they lined up a lot of good things before they even enlisted. So hopefully they prepared something ahead of time, and it's just up to the staff to kind of like piece it together to make it flow like not endlessly. What am I thinking? Seamlessly. There we go.
Seamlessly. Well,
there we go.
We are a month away from their anniversary. I'm hoping that maybe that dream of re-released albums will be a thing, but we'll see.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, this is also a Doka music video.
Oh, cool. All right, here we go. He just like bust in. It's like, yo, what's up? Oh my god.
That's me when the cats make loud noises at 6 a.m.
Let's acting here. See myself in the...
It's funny because these are the 2 main actors right here.
They took the lyrics literally. Up, bro. Also, the room is very tiny for those 6 boys.
With all their luggage and everything, too.
And the couches and stuff. Maybe they can't even like fully jump. They're just like squished in here.
But you see Rocky like this, try not to hit the ceiling.
Oh,
imagine being on the floor beneath them.
Not the trot dance. What is he doing? He's doing? Not him helping him with the hanger. Stop. Enabler. You're hitting the sugar high right now is what's happening here. You're delirious from the lack of sleep.
And then Rocky trying to be cool.
It's not helping the image, you guys.
아직도 포기를 못해 나는 여기에 그대로 있어 너만을 부른다 오늘도 내일도 나 이렇게 너만을 외친다 내가 너에게 들리도록 부른다
Y'all not going anywhere, man. A+ acting.
This is the Fantagio experience.
Oh my god. Yeah, someone could get motion sickness from this though. Constant moving. Oh no.
That's the happy virus.
That's so cute. I wonder how many takes they did that. Oh, there's a bonus cut. Oh no. Oh. That's a Shin Ramen.
Hey, the best for the best, man.
Not the trucks. The truck choreography. Are we all serious and shit?
It sucked if he dropped his fork.
Oh my god. Oh. That's me sitting on the floor eating. That would suck if he was dancing and like part of the soup fell off.
Or JinJin started doing rapping. Okay, Rocky.
I know,
Trying to be
right?
the cool one in a group of dorks. Eunwoo, you've been sucking on that water bottle for a hot minute.
I know, literally. He's trying to swallow, but he couldn't swallow it because he's too busy laughing. Oh, that was really cute. That was a good way to end it. On a higher note.
So, yes. So, I hope everybody liked this episode. It's very emotional, very hard to write.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I literally told Hannah I'm going to have to take a break because I'm getting a headache from being so emotional.
Right, yeah.
It's kind of wild to me that there are so few people who actually know, still who don't know who ASTRO is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think it's a curse of you have such well-known members because everybody knows Eunwoo, everybody knows Moonbin.
Yeah, for sure.
So hopefully everybody liked this. If you get the chance, go and watch any of their other videos. If you have Viki, definitely watch their documentary. It's on there. It's the Stargazer that I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very nice emotional piece. Go watch Sanha be a fool and My Girlfriend is the Man. Go watch Eunwoo be sexy in anything that he's ever been in.
Pretty much.
And of course, go support Rocky on his solo ventures. His stuff has definitely matured as well.
Oh, really? Okay. I may have to look into. Well, no, I'm gonna look to the whole thing, but like, I'm more into, because what ASTRO has represented in being cutesy in the very beginning. I think I would support more of the mature concepts.
Yeah,
no,
which is again at our age, that's kind of what we go for. But hopefully, like I said this like 6 times, but hopefully everybody liked this. Thank you for joining us on our third gen. experience. This will actually be released on Moonbin Day to keep the tradition of us always doing something for Moonbin.
For sure.
I don't know what we're going to do next year because we're running out of stuff to be able to do.
I'm just going to sing happy birthday to him, and that's it.
We'll watch an episode of Boys Over Flowers or something.
Oh, we don't get pants.
Next time we'll be celebrating Anne's birthday because, like we said, January's just big on birthdays. You got mine, you got Yosa, Moonbin, and then, of course, we're going to end the month with Anne. And we're going to get to do her favorite group. It's going to break the cycle of what we have going on right now, but it's going to be okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And also to give you a break, because you definitely took over during the holidays of the previous episodes as well. But we're just trying to do our best in like balancing work life, personal life, and everything with this too. So we're just kind of take turns, because I know I did a lot during the second gen, but every once in a while I'll try and help out and also edit too. But we'll see how that goes, because this whole month is rodeo month in Fort Worth. So
it's rodeo month, and then we have Valentine's Day. So we'll still have content. It may just be more sporadic, but it's a lot easier in third gen for us to be able to alternate, because this is our generation. Like, we know a lot of these groups. Whereas second gen, I'm like, Wonder Girls? There's Zoe.
Yeah, literally, that's all it is. Yeah, but yeah, no, the next few episodes will be super great. Super excited to continue the third gen, and then every once in a while we'll go back to a little bit of second gen, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Yes. All right, so everybody stay warm if you're in Texas. It's cold right now. It's cold in the north. Everybody be safe and healthy. Have a good lunch, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, bye.